everybody, hello, and welcome back. It's been a long time, hasn't it? It's felt like a long time, actually. So much so that I had to do some videos, which I think you all enjoyed. It's been wonderful watching you create those trifolds, and Judy in particular putting hers into a journal. I'm so proud of her. I'm proud of all of you because there were some really lovely trifolds out there. I didn't realise you were going to like them so much. I can't find myself. Anyway, never mind about that. I've got loads of stuff that I want to share with you today. Far more than I can ever fit into a live, I'm quite sure of that. But I think the first thing that I want to show you, I've got left, right, centre, everywhere, is this, the correspondence set, which is now finished. I've thoroughly enjoyed making it. Although you wouldn't guess it from the front, it's a real Timmy thing. And I've loved it for that reason, if nothing else. On the front, on the cover, I've put this same, you'll be sick of seeing it now, but I really like it. I think it's just so effective. So, and of course some blue tits, because this is a bit of a blue tit edition. So let's open it up. Let's have a gander through here first while we just get set and used to being live again. So I'll show you through there. I love that paper. I should just say that at this stage. So there we are. It opens up like that, and that is the correspondence set. You may see quite a few blue tits around. I made it, of course, so there's loads of blue tits around. Where to begin? Well, let's start at this side and work our way through. We've got a belly band here, and it's on a magnetic closure. So you can open it and swing it right out of the way. So when you take these out, you can still see that back page. Because if I'd put a conventional belly band on, you'd have missed all the exciting bit in the middle. So that's the back page of that. And then we have 3 envelopes. One, of course, with a blue tit on. This is Keong's coffee stained paper. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? I've been hanging on to it for ages. I bet it's over a year since she sent me that, actually. And I knew a project would come along at some stage where it would be just perfect. And I think this is it. So that's Keong's coffee stained paper. And I took the envelope apart, put the paper on all these 3 panels, sewed around them all. But I didn't sew coffee stained paper that, because I like the relief. I thought it looked quite nice. So we've got 3 envelopes. We've got that one. We've got this one and this one. So those are the 3. I didn't want to over adorn them because you could send these, you could actually use them as envelopes and send them in the mail. And if I'd carried on putting more and more stuff on, it would have been, a bit unlikely that they would have gone in the mail. So they go in there like that. Up a little in the centre like that. That just swings over and it holds them in really tightly. So that's great. Then we come to the central section. And it's a string and button closure. I think I did that part on video, actually. I've got my string caught. And it's got blue tits on it as well. And then we open it up and we've got this gusseted pocket here. These pockets are sort of 1/4 of an inch deep to enable us to get the cards in. And I've just put that bit of Timmy metalwork across there. It's not actually doing anything. The pockets stay perfectly well as they are. But I just like that because it's an extra bit of Timminess. And in here we've got 3 cards and the back page, which is really nice. I like that one. So the cards are this one. Don't ask me what these birds are called. I cut them out of a book and the name would have been in the book, I'm sure, but I can't remember. And I've added some leaves and flowers throughout to the birds. This is maybe my favourite sort of Timmy. I love mixing the sort of harshness of Timmy with the flowers and the birds. I just think it shows both off to the best. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. And this has got some rub-ons on it, little bits of ephemera around the place, and numbers. That's the inside with one of those large stickers and just a tiny little collage up there. So there's plenty room. And I've left the back just craft. So that's one. This is the next one. This is probably my favourite, I think. I don't know, I like them. With a number, with some rub-offs, says free to fly, which I like. And some flowers there, and this lovely bird, identification check. And that's the inside, another one of those. I love those stickers, they're gorgeous. And as I say, just a tiny little collage up there. And then this one, the blackbird. Yeah, I like that one too, actually. This is a tag, but it doesn't operate as a tag anymore. It's just, it's stuck down. The number on this one is in red. Bit of sewing. There's lots of sewing on this, actually. Masking, washi tape. Throughout, there's a lot of sewing around the place. And that's the inside of that one. And they just fit into the pockets snugly so they don't flap about, but not too tight. Just perfect. Goldilocks. So that just does it up like that. There we go. And here, this is just the inside of the flap, and I wanted something really flat. And it's a bit narrow to get a bird on, to be honest. So it's got a peep on it. These two flowers are from a collage, the collage cards, the pocket cards that he does. And I cut the flower out from that. There's quite a bit of sewing on it, stamping, whatever. So that just folds over like that. That folds over like that. And the back is just plain as usual. So there we have it. Now this one has already found its forever home. But very rarely for me, actually, I must say, I will take commissions for this. So if you want one, please let me know. You don't have to pay for it at the moment. You pay for it when it's complete, just when it's going off into the post. So just contact me and we'll take it from there. You might not want blue tits, you might want robins, you might want something, crows, vultures, I don't know what you might want. But, you know, we can sort all that out when you order one. So that's that done and dusted. I hope you like it. So let's have a look and see who's on and who's talking. Oh, it's Janya Pooley. That's what you get for going to tropical places. Oh, I hope you get better soon, Janya. It's really miserable, isn't it? Vix, oh my goodness. Mr. F volunteering to rub Janya's chest. Yeah, we've found his level now, haven't we? We've truly found his level. Oh, thank you, Mike. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, Mr. F's here. Yeah, he is. Okay, let's have a roll call. I'll bring this back so you can have a look at it while we're doing roll call.
We've got Lisa Kelly from Arizona.
Hi, Lisa. I saw your post yesterday. I'm glad you could make it.
Jen.
Hello, Jen.
Mike.
Hiya, Mike.
Judy.
Hiya, Judy, the journal maker.
Paulie Janya.
Oh, poor Janya.
Amanda.
Hello, Amanda.
Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Kyung.
Hello, Kyung.
Linda.
Hello, Linda.
JJ.
Hi, JJ.
Jan.
Hi, Jan. Let's just pause there. Jan sent me a bag brimming over with beautiful die cuts. You know, the sort that I used, I think, for the poppy and whatever. It's just brimming over. I'm so grateful to you, Jan. Thank you very much indeed.
Roz.
Hi, Roz.
Benice.
Hi, Benice.
Chestita.
Hello.
Peg and Jim.
Hi, Peg. Hi, Jim, if you're watching.
Nancy.
Oh, I didn't say hello to Jim, Ros and Jim. Oh, sorry, Jim.
Nancy.
Hi, Nancy, and hello, Will, if you're watching.
Marcella.
Hello, Marcella.
Corinne.
Hi, Corinne. Nice to see you.
Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
I think that's everybody. If I missed you, shout out.
Well, how nice to have you all here.
Jilly.
Hello, Jilly. Hello, Emma. Hello, Suzanne.
Suzanne. Yes, they're all coming out the woodwork.
Hello, Carol. He's just not doing his job. Hello, Emma.
Carol.
My haircut, it's a buzz cut, isn't it? It's a true, straight-up buzz cut. And I think if I was of the kind that actually wore makeup, it probably wouldn't look too bad. But if you give it a couple of weeks, it'll look okay. Yes, Nancy and Will are there. Both Sharons. Sharon and Sharon, hello. I just wanted to say, for those of you that have messaged me during the last month and I haven't replied, yes, I'm aware it's very rude. And I am, and actually it was playing on my mind a bit. But I just wanted a month away, just to gather my whatever thoughts, I don't know. And so I'm sorry that I didn't respond. I'm really, really sorry. But I'm here, I'm well, and I hope that everybody's doing well too. Right, I'm just going to move on to this briefly. Those of you that watched the Timmy live yesterday will know what this is about. Those of you that didn't will think I've gone bonkers. He was introducing a new product in the Distress line called watercolour pencils. And they're woodless pencils. They come, I think there's 36 of them in total, in 3 boxes of 12. Yeah, Mr. F's nodding his head. And I love Timmy. We all know I love Timmy, but my goodness, it was torturous watching him colour yesterday. He's a designer. He's a marketing man. Extraordinaire, actually. But colourist, no. Does he have to be? No. So I thought that I'd give it a try, see what I thought of it. So I made myself a background, and actually I used ground espresso. So there's, apart from black soot, I couldn't have made it any more difficult on myself. And then I stamped, this isn't a Timmy stamp, it's a rare earth stamp, but I just wanted something similar to the stamp he'd used. This I coloured in Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer pencils, which I don't even know how much they are, but I'd take a bet they're probably more expensive than Timmy's pencils. It was okay. It was meh. It was, yeah. I wouldn't rave about it. No, that's not right. This was the Albrecht Dürer ones. Yeah. And I couldn't get it bright. I couldn't get this to go bright at all. You know, I quite like the leaves and everything. It's all right, but I couldn't get any brightness. This is doing Inktense. I think you'll agree that it's just better. It looks better. And this here, I don't even know what to tell you they are. What did I say they were? Pentel.
Aquarels or something.
Yeah, Aquash, I think it was called. They had Chinese writing on them, although I have never ordered them from Ali. I don't know where they came from.
Japan.
Oh, they're from Japan.
Japanese, probably.
All right. Sorry to the Chinese people. They're woodless, the same as the new Distress ones. I'm not sold on them, but we probably got them for half and nothing. So the Albrecht Dürer ones, I don't know. I'd need to work more on that. Maybe put white underneath it. Yellow's a funny colour. Maybe if I'd put white down first and then the yellow, I might have got somewhere. But this dough and Inktense, just straight away, it just wanted to work. So my money's going on the dough and Inktense. Having said all that, is this something that I would ever really want to do? I don't know. I'd never thought about doing it before. You know, making an inky background, stamping on it and then colouring it in. You know, I saw that somebody was saying, is it just some more product that Ranger can make money out of. Yeah, it might well be, but it is something different. It's not, we don't have this already in the distress line. I mean, what you can do is just, is pat your pad on your board and pick it up and paint with it. You can do that. Now, what the difference is, I don't know. I think you probably get a more intense colour with pencils. I haven't got any of the new Distress pencils. I'm not really intending to get any because I can't see this as a technique that I'm going to use very much, really. Although, I do quite like that. That does look quite nice. But that's that anyway. That's my research so far, such as it is. So, on to what we're doing today, which is this. It's pretty, isn't it? It's very pretty. Right, I need to tell you about the papers. We're going to do a different version today. I've just made this up this morning. I'll come on to that. This is what I've got left of the papers I printed out. I mean, how pretty are they? They're stunningly pretty, I think. That's why I bought them. But let me tell you where they came from. They came from a shop called Weathered Textures on Etsy. And I'll come back to that. She doesn't seem to name her kits, and it seems to be kit number 72. And look at that price, £1.09. Now, I think that dollar and pounds are not so far distant these days, so it'll be around that in dollars, around $1. $1. $1, I say again. But that's because they're on sale and it ends 9 p.m. UK time, which is 4.5 hours from now. So if you think you want anything from her shop in the sale, get it within the next few hours. The shop itself is brimming with gorgeousness of all sorts. I could barely decide what to do, except I know Judy Hoff likes blue, so I thought, I'll go blue. And I'm glad I did. I really like it. It's gorgeous. But you'll see there's all sorts of backgrounds, really. They're not junk journal kits. There's no pockets. There's no belly bands or fuzzy cuts or anything. They are just the papers. But that suits me fine because then I can cut my own size pockets, etc. So, yeah, there we have it. That's the details for that. Everybody got that? I mean, £1.09. I can't believe it. So that's that. And as you'll see when I open this, I mean, it's just, look at it. It's so pretty, isn't it? I love it. I really do. I love it. So this is what we're going to make over the next few Sundays. And some of you may find it torturous because I am going to do everything, every single solitary thing live. I'm going to do all the inking, all the scoring, all the everything. And you'll be sick to death of watching me ink. But, maybe we can chat along as we're doing it and have a nice time. You'll see once again I've got my favourite front cover of the moment. I just like it. No doubt sometime soon I'll go off it and something else will appear, but as it stands, that's that. So it folds out like that. So instead of being a tri-fold, it's a four-fold really. And then we have the addition of two flippy floppies. Now I really think that all of you you're up to this standard. You're up to doing this. I know you are. I've seen you do your tri-folds. I mean, Linda, you're far and away above all this, but you might find it amusing. I don't know. Some of you won't bother with this. It'll be too easy. Others of you might just want to follow along. It's just a nice little no stress folio. So we're going to learn how to put the envelopes in there. I've cut them off so it's a pocket at the top, like that. And then at the end we've got these two side tucks, I guess. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to do that, but we are going to do it in Timmy. So we've got the blue one, which is the pretty, and then I'm going to do a Timmy one, and I'll just take it in turns each week to do, you know, something on one of these till we've actually got it complete. And it won't take that long, but who cares if it does, really? So, you know, I'll show you on the Sunday, then you can spend the rest of the week catching up, or not if you don't want to. The other thing that I am going to do through the week in videos, however, is show you how to make this, just in case you want to make one of your own. As I say, I am taking commissions for this, but, you know, plenty of you don't need me to make a journal for you. You can make it yourself. So through the week, probably starting tomorrow, I'd imagine, maybe Tuesday, I'll show you how the measurements and how I put this together. So, exciting times. Isn't it, Mr. F?
Oh, I'm so excited you wouldn't believe it.
I would. So I've got some measurements for you, but just in a minute. Right. The other folios that I made, I used A3 card for, and I am aware of the fact that not everybody has A3 or can get A3 or wants the cost of buying A3 when we've already got A4 or letter size in our stash. So this time I actually used a piece of A3 and then I cut it down to A4 just so I could show you. So this here is a piece of A4, okay? Or if you're in the States, US letter size, it won't make any difference at all to what we're doing. So letter A4, whatever. Could I have a throat lozenge, please? I meant to get one and I forgot. Right, so Timmy ruler at the ready. I don't know where it is. Mr. F got me this Timmy ruler in a box of other, thank you very much, of other stuff, and I tell you, I really love it. It's like got the best attributes of a quilting ruler. It's got a straight line. Yeah, Mr. F had to outdo me though. Look at this. Yeah. It's just a little bit longer. But it does have oh, it hasn't got a rule on it. Ah, mine's got a rule I can cut on. Yours is rubbish.
But big.
But big, yeah. So what I did was I cut these down and they measure... Which way am I going? That way. 6 1/4. 6 1/4 inches. And the length will be either A4 or letter. Doesn't matter at this stage. Doesn't matter at all at any stage, to be honest. And you need 2. You need 2 pieces like that. Okay? These are the spare pieces. So don't throw them away, because we'll use those for pockets and tummy tucks and you name it. We'll find a use for them. And for hinging the envelopes in as well. So, right, we're going to score this. I'm just going to use my lovely little scoreboard that Nancy got me, because it's live friendly rather than wrestling with my big one. So the score lines are as follows. I'll put that there. I'll hold it up for you in a minute so you can do a screenshot or do what you want. So I'm scoring at 1 inch. I'm scoring 4 inches after that. So that's 5. 4 plus 1 equals 5. So I'm scoring at 1, I'm scoring at 5, and then I'm scoring a further 4 inches after that. But don't worry, I'll hold this up for you in a second and you'll... so that's there, yep. And then you've got this bit on the end, which, depending on whether it's A4 or US letter, will be a different... That's the only bit that will be different. So, here are the scores. Score at 1 inch, then a further 4 after your 1, then a further 4 after your 4, and then to the end. Okay, so it's just 3 score lines, 1 at 1 inch. If you want to look at it this way, 1 at 1 inch, one at 5 and one at 9. Okay, do you get me? Do you get me? What are you saying? Mr. F has been catching up to Mr. F's shopping skills. He's doing a pretty good job, actually. Surpassed him, I would say.
Jen was asking if I got anything this month, but
I can't think that he did, actually. He's really had his wings cut because the house is groaning. Really, it is. It's just overly full with stuff. So, I mean, we were supposed to spend this month sorting things out, and did we? Yeah. Well, we started off well, but that's as far as it got. Right, so 4 inches after that, which is the 5 mark. So your 2 pieces are identical. And I'm doing this on non-patterned ordinary cream card. You could use craft, could use black, you could use a colour if you want to. Anything, but I'm leaving mine plain. And then I'm going to stick the papers over it so you won't see even if it had a pattern on, to be honest. Right, so let's crease these in. One. Sometimes on a scoreboard they just don't score dead straight, do they? Strange. Yeah, that folds that way. So just before you really burnish them in, just make sure they're dead straight. Right, so that's one side. Do the same to the other.
Jensen says you need to do an Etsy purge. A lot of us out here would support that.
It's the blooming postage, isn't it? You know, it's so expensive. I mean, there's loads of things that I could do, you know, but just getting it to you is just too expensive. Right, so there we are. We have our, is that right? How do these go together then? Yeah, like that. One goes over the other one like that, and that will be the centre spine. Okay, so I'm not going to stick those down yet because it's just going to make it a bit more unwieldy. But the 2 spines, the 2-inch pieces, one goes on top of the other like that. But we'll get to that stage today, I'm pretty sure. Okay, and that's one of the side tucks. There's the other side tuck. So it folds in like that. It folds in like that, and it folds over, and there's your little folio. So everybody with me so far, because I'd love everybody to get behind us and give it a go. Right, so now I've got to, those are the scores in case you need to see them again. Here's the weathered textures one. I'm just keen that you... I don't know this one from Bar of Soap, but I mean, it could be a man. That's how much I don't know her. I just think that these kits at that price, and they're so pretty, I think it might be a good idea to pop over there once the live's finished, please. And have a look and see what you can see. Okay, if you need me to show you that again, that's fine, I will. Right, so now for a bit of inking. So I've just treated myself to a new sponge, and you know the way that they just do not pick up ink when they're new. But never mind, let's go for it. So I'm using ground espresso. I think it's the darkest there is, so don't feel that you have to use something that dark. I just like it with Timmy. I like all the dark stuff with Timmy. So what's everybody saying? I can't look because I'm inking, but I don't really need to think about anything.
Linda Parks just brought some kits from the weathered texture people.
Oh, have you?
She's multitasking. Justina's just asked everybody to stick the thumbs up.
Oh, well done, Chastita.
She recommends she's having a yard sale in October.
Ah. Well, if we had a yard sale, no one would come because there's no one around, really, pretty much. Yeah, it would be great if I could just put bundles together, shove them on Etsy, you know, as de-stash. But...
And Jilly Y says, totally new to journaling, been watching your YouTube videos over the last month. Fantastic teaching style. She's going to bite the bullet and give this a try.
Give it a try, and don't forget, if you get stuck, if anything doesn't make sense to you, and you know that it wouldn't be the first time I've said things that don't make sense. It won't be the last. But if you hop on over to the Miss Painter-Lot's Junk Journal group, there's 3 questions to answer. Make sure you answer them. They're just easy, nothing. And then when you're on there, as you go along, show us how you're getting on. If you've got any problems, ask us. You know, there's always somebody to help. People on that group are amazing people. Amazing people. And they'll always be ready to help. And praise. You know, when people put things on there, oh, look at that. Oh, that's so nice. And the thing is, it always is. People do lovely work. But don't be intimidated. Right, so that's got... Oh, only on one side. It's not so great, is it? Thought I'd finished.
Baylor says, glad you're back.
Oh, thanks, Ellen. Nice to be back, actually. So yeah, I sat this morning and I did exactly this process, but with the blue papers. And I'm just doing this just so you know, you've got a choice. You can do Timmy, you can do dark, you can do grungy, or you can do really, really pretty. I haven't put any lace on mine as yet, on the pink one. I think I will. I may even run to some flat back pearls, Judy, who knows? It's possible. So I'm just making sure that I ink all my creases on the paper, not my creases.
We haven't got time for that.
We'll be here this time next week. Yeah, it's easier to do it before you get going, really. So I'm sorry, I did say there would be a lot of inking, but it's my intention to do every single thing on camera so you don't get left behind at all. And this week, because I'm doing the Timmy one on camera, next week I'll do the blue one. So we'll just swapsy around and see what happens.
Jenny says the blue kit is $1.06.
Yeah, I thought it was about parity at the minute. That's pretty close, isn't it? It's for nothing, and it's so blooming pretty. Right, is that it? Are we done with that side? Yes, we're done with that side. So as a distraction from all the inking, let's start putting some papers down, shall we? This side is still to ink, and I will ink it before I go today because I want to show you how to put the spine together. Mr. F's got his glasses on. Where's he going?
Make a brew.
Oh, make a brew. Right, the Timmy papers I'm using for this, despite the fact I have loads of pads. I am that person. I'm hoarding them. But this is I would call it the newer paper line that he does. It's called Backdrops and it's volume 1. So, it's brand new. So let's see what lies within. It's exciting, isn't it? I think this is the only pack of number 1 that I've got. Yikes. Best Buy Mall. No. Right. Actually, before I start to put the papers on, I just want to cut this off at an angle because it's going to be our sort of side tuck. Now you can leave it like that if you want to, put a thumb notch in it or not as you wish, and you'd have a complete, bigger side tuck. I just like the idea of cutting it off, not sticking this bit down and just having it as a tuck there. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So I'm going to measure in an inch on the top. Where's my pencil gone? Oh, you know what? I found, you know, my scalpel that I lost ages ago. And then I had to go and buy a new one because I've lost the new one now. Because I couldn't find it. It came to light today. It was in the box with all the do and ink pencils. Who knew? Well, now it's come home. So along the top, I'm going to measure an inch. Just make a mark there. And up the side, I'm going to measure, it's an arbitrary amount really, an inch and a half. That'd be all right, inch and a half. I'm just making a pencil mark there. Get my Timmy trimmer out. And just line these marks up on the edge. So that one's right there, and that one's right there. And just trim that off. There we go. So I need to ink down there, but this is going to be our sort of, you know what I mean. Side tuck, yes. So just ink up there. Right. So for our first bit, I think we'll stick some on there, and then we can stick some on here and stick it down. There's a lot of sticking. Just so you know where I am, which bit I'm doing. I'm doing this bit here. Okay. This is why I wanted to have one done this morning, so I could refer to it like that, so you could see what was going on. Right, okay, let's have a look and see what we've got in here. Lots of lovely paper. So let's have a look. It's 6 1/4, my thing. I might just get away with it that way. Ooh, it's a bit tight. Yeah, you might want to bear that in mind for yours if you want to do it at 6 1/8 or something. Thank you very much indeed. That's lovely. That's lovely. Thank you. Yeah, if you do it at 6 1/8, you'd get away with the paper being that way. I think that's just it's too big a margin for me. I don't like it. And I'm not cutting it down now. So there's that one. Oh, I like that. I'm not keen on the marbly ones. I know some of you are. Was it Janya that liked the marbly ones? I'm just not that keen on it. But I do love this. It's gorgeous. That would go nicely there, wouldn't it? Let's do it. I don't know, you know, I'm terrible. I find something that I really like and then I carry on looking. I mean, I really like it. Let's just do it. So I'm just going to leave a little border between the edge of my paper and the crease line. So it's nothing really. And then I'm going to mark a similar amount down there. Then I'm going to pop that up to the top, leaving a little margin around it, and make a line at the bottom, similar margin. So let's cut that off. Cut that there. And you're going to end up with loads of bits like this. Do not throw them away. Cut this bit off. Pages are really quite small, you know, 6 1/4 by 4. It's not big, but it's a nice sized journal, I think. So that should fit now nicely in there, and it does. You can see all the ink around it. We're okay. That's nice. I like it. You can't see any of those article numbers, but that's just life. It's just life. Live with it. So I'm going to quite lightly just ink around here. Just now, if you wanted to sew, now is your time to sew. I'm not going to, obviously, because we're doing a live and it would just be too time consuming and a whole thing. Oh dear, I love that expression.
Carol Vaughan says hi.
Hello, Carol. Haven't seen you for ages. Nice to see you. Yeah, at the moment we're still watching Breaking Bad. We watched it up until about the 3rd season, I think, before. And this time we've watched it up until just slightly beyond that. But then the cricket came thick and fast, so we had to give it a miss. But I'm stuck on some of the things that they say, and it's so not right. I mean, like Bounce, I think it's great. Oh, yo, Bounce, it's just fabulous. I love it. And other things that they say, I can't actually recall any at the moment, but yeah, you know, they're not the right sort of things for me to be saying, an old fat lady. But see that? I've promoted myself to lady. Right, let's get this on then. So there we go. Look at that. That's a nice fit.
He says Breaking Bad is amazing. She binged on the show.
Oh, it's so good. We were binging on it. We were, weren't we? We were absolutely, couldn't wait for it to be time to sort of sit down in the evening and, you know, turn the telly on and see what was what. And then we just watched Breaking Bad after Breaking Bad after Breaking Bad. It's so good. Right, that's there. So the next thing we want is the piece for there, I would say. So let's see what we've got. A map. That might be better in its entirety somewhere. I can't help thinking. Dave, oh, I like that. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, I like that. Leave that out. That, no, I'm not going to cut into that. Oh, look at the back of that. It's gorgeous. That's nice too. I like that. Swindon's word book. I've got two here together. Come on. Yeah, that's all right. It's okay to build on. Quite like that.
Mr. Elf's just come in and says hi to all waves.
Hello, Mr. Elf. Hello. You can join Jim and Will, Mr. F. Yeah, thank you for sending me that massive parcel. Look what I'm wearing around my neck today. Look, can you see it? I can't get any further in. It's a beautiful pendant that Chestita sent me, and it's lovely. I'm delighted with it. That's a nice one. Oh, there's too many that are nice. Let's just see if we can make a decision, shall we? Like that as well. Like that. I'll just put the rest back and we'll make a decision out of the ones that we've got here, because it could go on some time otherwise. I really, really like that. I love it. I like it better than the other side. So let's use it, shall we? So what I'm going to do is lay that flat. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it the other way. I'm just going to bring that up a tiny snidgel. Move it in a tiny snidgel so it's actually lying on top of that last paper that we cut. Okay? And then I'm going to draw around it with a pencil. I'm sure some of you will have better ways of doing this, but I haven't, so this is what I'm going to do. Right, so if we just cut that out like that, it's going to be too wide. It's going to come right to the edge, obviously. So I just want to cut within those lines. This is me with a pair of scissors. Everybody knows how rubbish I am with scissors. So I'm concentrating. I didn't see Michelle Fenske, did you?
No.
I'll save my t-shirt till she's on. Right, so let's have a look and see if this is right or not. It's not bad at all. It's maybe slightly snudgery too long. I think that's not bad. For me, it's pretty good. So there we go. Yeah, that's fine. That will go onto there. Let's just lightly ink around it and get it stuck down. So has anybody else nipped over to Weathered Textures? You can tell me. I won't be upset. I just like it if I find a shop that sells really nice things and they're really affordable. I'd just like to let you all know. Right, that's gorgeous, that paper. I love it. I'm doing my sticking on. Looks part comedy. What? What's part comedy? This is full comedy. Do you know what we're talking about that's part comedy?
People were on about Breaking Bad.
Oh.
And then about...
Better Call Saul?
Better Call Saul. Which is a prequel, I believe.
Yeah, prequel. But you've got to get to the end of Breaking Bad first before you can watch it.
Yep.
And then there's El Camino, is it? I think.
Yeah, which is a film about them as well, I think.
It's just no end. Where does the goodness stop? Right, so that's that there. I like that, it's lovely. Don't forget that we'll have tags and stuff, journaling cards, etc. in there. I think that's stuck enough for me to stick it down. So I'm just going to run some glue along here. Like that. It doesn't take a lot. Fold it over. And I have learnt the value of paper clips. The clips that I have are great and I love them. I really do. But sometimes they mark the paper, whereas paper clips don't. And they hold it just as well. If you can actually get it on. No, that doesn't want to work. I've just bent that out of all shape.
Are they going down in value?
There we go. So that it keeps it on there. They don't get in your way as you work, and you just take it off. I don't know why all of a sudden these are just being awkward.
Because you're on camera.
Because I'm on camera. So right, that'll just hold that there while that dries. Won't encumber us any, and jolly good. So let's move along. Let's move on to this one. Oh, glory, it's another let's choose a bit of paper time. Well, I like that. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Let's use that. I'm casting caution to the wind today, aren't I? Do I want the numbers or do I want the writing? Quite like that because I like this. So, yeah. I mean, that's probably going to be covered with a pocket or something, isn't it? But never mind, eh? We'll live with it. So, same thing again. Just inside you. Allow yourself a margin and mark where that is. So you're fed up with this project already? I bet at least half of them are saying yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to do an absolute start to finish for people that aren't as far forward in the junk journaling journey as we are. sometimes it's just nice to do something easy. Something you don't have to contort your brain. What's that about? That doesn't fit. Right, okay, what I'm going to do in this instance is move it up to there, and when we come to decorate, I'm going to put a pocket over the bottom. Okay, that's my mistake. I've obviously looked at the wrong mark somewhere along the line. But, you know, let's not be defeated. That can go, a pocket can go there, and we'll all be all right. So don't throw your toys out the pram when things like that happen, because they do. They happen to us all. But there's a way around. There's generally a workaround, to be honest. I'll never forget, I don't know, it's probably a couple of years coming up to Christmas, something like that. And I was stamping, and I was stamping out, I think it was Santa and some reindeer. And the stamp, I was stamping it onto a journal, and the stamp just didn't come out properly at all. It was all patchy and uneven and bits missing and whatever. And I thought, oh no, you know, that's in the middle of a journal. What can I do? And Jen just said, stamp it on a piece of paper and stick it over it. I mean, genius idea. You know, straightforward, genius idea. So, you know, never be afraid to say, I've done this. Is there any workaround? Because generally there is.
Stamping out reindeer and Santa sounds like you're rebellious against Christmas, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm stamping you out. Let's completely.
Stamp them out.
Do you know, it won't be long till we're making blinking Christmas again, will it? So all these little folios that I've shown you throughout the year, they'd all make lovely Christmas journals. Christmas folios or whatever. I think a folio is probably big enough for Christmas. You know, what do you need to write down? You need to write down what gifts you got for people, what gifts they got you, with a big tick or a cross beside it, so you know next year. You need to write down what you're going to have for your Christmas dinner, where you got, I don't know, your turkey from or whatever, who's coming to Christmas dinner, which wines you had. There's all sorts of things that you can write down about Christmas. We won't be writing any of that down, but I'm just saying normal people. Although we have decided that we are going to celebrate. We're not celebrating Christmas per se, but seeing as it's the festive season, we're going to celebrate something.
We're going to try and be less grumpy.
Yeah, we're not going to be grumpy this year. Last year, Tony Vince was absolutely, obviously sick of me saying that we don't have presents to open and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she sent a box that was absolutely full of loads of little perfect goodies. A mug with a blue tit on, shopping list with a blue tit on, toys for the boys, you know, little catnip mice for Catkin, and a toy for Bobby. I can't remember what she got you. What did she get you? She did get you something, because there was something for each of us. And it was so lovely opening those gifts on Christmas morning that we decided we're going to do that this year. We're going to exchange gifts. Or not big expensive things, just little bits and pieces that we think the other will like. So, yeah, thanks, Tony, for jogging us out of our anti-Christmas way of going on.
Justita says her birthday is Christmas Day.
Is it really?
No wonder she's married to Mr. Elf.
Exactly. I'm surprised she's not married to Santa. Oh, don't say that. That could cause trouble in the camp, couldn't it? Right, so now I want a thin bit to go down there. I could get it off there, couldn't I? Let's do that. Let's use that, shall we? So it's just a thin little bit to go on there. And see if I can follow these measurements this time. That would be handy. That's the thing with Timmy, there's lots of marks on it. You really have to take care that you get the right mark. There we are, and just this one here. Just check it somewhat straight. There we go. I have a new crafting jumper. It's black, plain black. Because the other day on my video I was telling you my crafting clothes, they're a disgrace. They're an absolute disgrace. I don't know if they're quite at the level that the bin men would reject them, as they did my my joggers, which was very insulting. But they're pretty bad. The cuffs on my blue cardigan that I wear all the time, they're like hard as the hobs of you know where, with having glue on them all the time and stuff. So it's gone. Well, it hasn't gone out the house yet. I'm in the process of saying goodbye to it, and I've got new clothes, albeit from a supermarket. I didn't go mad, you know, buying new clothes. They're from Sainsbury's, but I got, I think I got 5 new tops, which is amazing. 3 cardies and a couple of t-shirts, and yeah, so I'm all kitted out. And because it's from a supermarket, they're not expensive, so I can wear them to craft, which is great. You know, if the postman or the Amazon man or anything comes, I don't have to cower in the corner. I can actually answer the door. Well, Mr. F always gets the door. Right, so that's that bit there. We're not going very quickly today, are we? Sorry about that. Right, so that bit folds in there, and this here is the front cover. So I'm going to write front cover on there, and then we know not to cover it with any old paper. So once the pins come off there, I can cover that because that goes on the inside. Excuse me. But I'm just going to leave that to dry for a sec. So let's attack the second part of the journal. So now's a good time to go and make yourself a brew, or I don't know, whatever else. Ah, I forgot about my envelope. Oh, this is what you get when you're chattering. This one's only going to have 1 envelope. All right, that's okay. You'll get the idea, and you can put 2 in if you wish. This is the problem, isn't it, with chattering on lives? You forget to concentrate. Well, I do. I applaud people who can chatter and do and never make a mistake.
Mike likes to think of it as being frugal, not cheap.
Yeah, frugal, that's me. Honestly, I don't see the point in going out spending lots of money on clothes I'm going to craft in. You know, because I use acrylic paints and stuff like that, and glue. You know, they just get stuck up with mankiness. So supermarket clothes, perfect. They were made for that, I would say.
Jen said she wanted to put a bid on that sweater.
The blue one. I could walk to you, to be honest.
Suzanne says that cardigan might hold some Miss P magic, Jen.
No, it's just horrible, and it's really stretched. I mean, I'm perfectly sure we'd get both me and Mr. F in it. I'm certain sure we would.
The party came for later.
Oh dear. Do you remember the pyjamas? Whose pyjamas were they?
They were yours.
My pyjamas. And I said to you, I'm sure we would both fit in here, so we tried. And we did both fit in it, but then we decided we'd go downstairs. That wasn't easy, was it? Oh dear, I think we had to give up on the job. Actually, it didn't work. But you know, we proved the point that both of us could fit into my pyjamas. Quite why we needed to prove that point, I've no idea. However, yeah, the blue cardigan would definitely both fit in that, for sure. Oh dear, I have missed being here with you all. I really have. Because the nice thing is you listen to whatever I'm saying. There's no interruptions or anything, is there?
Pardon?
Exactly. I do like these domed ink things. I know I'm not being very careful here, but the domed ones, I think they're much better than just the square, the flat ones that we used to have. Being very liberal, very unfrugal with my ink here.
You're finding your story funny.
Oh, they are. Well, it's true. Another thing that we did was we decided, do you remember those, what do you call them, those big bouncy balls? What were they called again?
Gym balls, aren't they? Exercise balls.
They had handles on the top, hoppers, space hoppers. That's right.
Well, it wasn't, didn't have
No,
handles.
I know, we had one, but it didn't have handles.
It was a gym ball for doing gym work on.
Yeah, it was a gym ball, but it was the size of a space hopper is what I was trying to say. And we decided we'd go shopping on it. That didn't work either. Did it, Mr. F?
No. A big fail.
I mean, the worst thing about it was upstairs. And our first problem was to navigate the stairs. It just ended up in disaster. Oh dear, I'm amazed that we actually didn't hurt ourselves, really. But no, we decided really that we couldn't go shopping on a gym ball. So just in case you ever thought you'd give it a try, don't. It doesn't work. We tried very hard and it just didn't work. Oh dear, that's probably the end of the stupidity for today. Right, there we are. We're all inked around, apart from when I cut off my... How does this work again? Yeah, that goes on the side that's got the paper on goes on the inside. That goes on the outside there. So this is going to be the flap. And it's going to fold down like that. So I just need to mark off my measurements. Now it doesn't matter if they're not exactly the same as the ones on the front, but I'm going to give it a try. So it's, what did I say that was? 1.5 inches? Yeah, 1.5 inches. So let's make a mark there. 1.5 inches there. And 1 inch in from the side on the top, like that. There we go. So we'll clip that off. Oh, I've started myself off giggling now. Right, let's trim this off. Let's pretend we're sensible people. I can't even see the mark. Is that the mark? I think that's the mark. And that's the mark. I think that's it, about there.
Mike's actually there's rum and coke in the brew.
Bailey's. Bailey's, that's what's in my brew. It's a Bailey's brew. No. Honestly, I've got to say this because I'm sure that we might have some person who has never watched us before. Ordinarily, during the lives, I drink rum and coke. But that's not true. It's just coke, okay? So when I say I'm having a Bailey's brew, I'm not. Okay, there's no Baileys in it. We haven't got any Baileys in the house. But it's just what I do. And it does explain the kind of stupidity. A little bit, anyway. Right, I'm wondering if I could get if I could get that out of there. And the answer to that is yes, I can. But I can. Oh no, maybe I can't. Oh, I think it's just a bit tight. I could if I wanted to use that side, of course. Yeah, let's do that. Why would we waste paper? Let's not waste paper. So let's shove that in under there, just up a little bit and in a little bit.
Mike says sure.
It's the truth. It's the truth. So I'm going to have to make quite a heavy mark here because the paper's a bit patterned. Right. So I just want to come in on the inside of that line. I can always trim a bit more if need be. No, actually, mate, we're pretty daft. That's the bottom line. We're pretty daft. We do lots of pretty daft things. Not so much now. Now we're getting on a bit, which is a shame, really, because we used to have fun, didn't we, doing daftness?
Yeah, we don't bounce as well as we used to.
No, we don't. It would just be like the thing, wouldn't it, that you're bouncing down the stairs on a gym ball and you break something. Yeah, I can see that happening. Right, so there we go. It's just a touch on the long side and then we're cooking. Yeah, that's lovely. Let's just squeeze around this with a bit of ink.
Nancy's got to go.
Oh, well, thanks for joining us, Nancy. Really nice to see you again, and Will.
Going for breakfast on the deck.
Ooh, lovely. On the deck. Sounds like a Janya type thing. Right, so that's ink drowned. Let's get it glued. It's all gone very quiet here. I don't know why. Probably because I've stopped talking. Yeah, if you want to sew around here, as I say, it would look lovely. And ordinarily, I think I probably would. I'm right back into sewing my stuff from after doing that correspondence journal, because I just think it looks nice. There we go. Lovely. That's actually a very good fit. My goodness me. Lovely. Right, let's not forget the envelope this time. Let's not forget it. Okay, so I've got some envelopes that are 7 1/4 by 3 1/2. But that doesn't really matter, although it would be good if they're less than 4 inches, because then you won't have to cut down the side. But even if you have to cut down the side, doesn't matter, because you can just glue it up again.
Sharon wants to know, is that collar hole?
Yes, it's collar. Yeah, it is. It's my favourite glue for sticking large things, you know, large pieces of paper. This glue, which is EVA, is my favourite for sticking smaller detailed things. Right, this then, I cut it to 4 1/2. Actually, I stuck it down first, but it doesn't matter, I'll stick it down after. Cut it to 4 1/2. You can cut it to anything up to the full height of your page if you want to. Keep hold of these things because I think they make nice little pockets. So we'll hang on to those. Glue this down. Lovely. There we go. Right. Now then, we need to make a hinge. And the main reason I'm making a hinge, not just using this, is mine's got a very big flap. It's got this big triangular flap. So if I was to glue that down, I've got a big hole here to fill. And you can do it, you can definitely do it, but I think it's just easier to, there's our envelope, let's make a hinge for it.
Joan's got to bye, say bye.
Oh, bye Joan. Thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice day. Right, so I've got these offcuts from my, you know, when I cut the height down to 6 1/4, and they actually measure 2 inches. So that's fine. They can measure anything, really, as long as there's 1/2 inch and then something. It could be another 1/2 inch, doesn't matter. So I'm going to cut that off just less in height than the envelope that we've just cut. So just less than 4 1/2 in actual fact. There we go. Keep the other bit because you never know, you might need it. And then get your scoreboard. And long ways on, we're just going to score at 1/2 inch down the long side there. Lovely. Fold that over. When you fold it over, fold the centre first, then go along to the edges, you'll get a much better crease. Burnish that down. There we go. Now what's going to happen is this. We're going to stick our envelope onto there and stick this bit, the other bit, which as I say could be anything from 1/2 inch up to whatever. We're going to stick that there in that join. So as our envelope will be on there. So the first thing to do really is stick the envelope onto the flap. So for that, oh no, let's ink round here first. Much easier to ink round than first than after. And I'm not sure which bits you see and which bits you don't, so I'm just going to ink everywhere. So do you guys like the correspondence journal? It's one of my favourite things I've ever made, I think. I really like the way it turned out. Of course it's got loads of blue tits on it, so which always helps in my eyes. But I like the Timmy part of it, I like the blue tit part of it. All in all, everyone's a winner. I don't think I need to ink all of this, you know, but I'm doing it. I definitely don't need ink that. I don't know what Mr. F's rummaging for, but things are falling down around him. Are you rummaging?
Nope.
No. Right, there we go. So let's just get the little flap stuck onto the envelope. So let's put some glue in it. And make sure you've got your opening of your envelope the right way up. It was just chance that it happened that they were the right way up on the one I made this morning, because I forgot to check. So that's up. So we want that on there. I'm going to put that side there. So place it on just a little tiny little bit up from the top, tiny little bit up from the bottom, and fold it over so you know you're not impinging on that crease. Okay, so that's it, it's in there. Excellent. Now we need to stick this piece down onto the folio itself. And like I say, with the blue one, it's got 2 of these pockets in. I forgot with this one, it's the honest truth. It's got carried away telling you stories. And I forgot to put the other envelope in, but you know. Heedy-hody, it's not the end of the world. Just checking, that's the top, yep. Okay, so I'm just going to put this here up to the crease, definitely not over it. I've forgotten to ink around my envelope. Darn it. And let's just check that that's folding all right. Yeah, that's great. Lovely. I'll just give that a couple of minutes to dry and then I'll ink around my envelope. I should have done that. I don't know why I didn't do that, but I didn't. So let's see what you're saying. The correspondence journal would be great with Elizabeth Holden. Yeah, it would. I'm I'm just not feeling Edith at the moment. I'm just not. Jen says she loves it. Oh, that's good. And Roz, yes, I loved it. Thanks, Roz. Suzanne, thank you for the info. Anything I know, you are welcome to know. It's just, I've got to remember to tell you. Have you tried watching Yellowstone? No. Thank you, Ellen.
Just Edith says she can't bring herself to cut the Edith book up yet. She's still petting it.
I must say I was like that with my first Edith. I absolutely was. But I've got over it now. In fact, just as we stand at the moment, I'm over Edith. That's a terrible thing to say. Terrible. Anyway, look, I need some paper for there. It doesn't matter how you try that, my dear, it's not going to fit. That's quite nice though, isn't it? Oh yeah, that does look nice. Yes, let's do that. I want the side that's got the writing on. So this will be the biggest day with these folios, making the bases. Don't think that every Sunday you're going to have to sit for hours.
Till Monday. Till
Monday, yeah, in fact. This is just the biggest day. But what I don't get done on live today is not going to get done till next Sunday. I'm not going to do anything to them through the week. Nothing. We're going to build them from start to finish. So you all know what I've done, and anybody who's new can follow along quite easily, I hope. Let's just check I haven't made a boo-boo on that one. No, that one's good.
Justita loves the long videos, keeps her busy and makes her smile.
Well then, that makes me happy to know that. I'm sure other people are going, oh, just wind it up. We've got the idea. You stick bits of paper onto bits of paper. Wind it up. Right, so that's going to go there. Let's get that stuck down. Yeah, fancy finding my scalpel all this time later. And there it was in my box of Derwent coloured pencils, Inktense. Couldn't believe it when I saw it. I just had no idea where it was. Mr. F had searched, everywhere sensible, and it wasn't anywhere around. The only conclusion was the gnomes had it. That was all we could think. But I mean, to be honest, it's unlikely, isn't it, that the gnomes would have it. So yeah, it's come to pass today.
Just happens to be the name of our next door neighbours, Mr. and Mrs. Gnome.
Mr. and Mrs. Gnome. Really?
No, I made it up.
Oh. Oops. A good thing about colour glue is you can kind of move it around, and if you put way too much on like I just did, you can move it forever. So now we can stick that on. Doesn't that look nice? That looks nice. Stick this down. I'm just going to nick the paper clips off that one because that will be dry by now. Clip that up.
Jim says it's a great idea. It gives them time to re-watch and catch up on the project before next Sunday.
Haha! Yes, I want everybody up to speed by next week. I just think it would be so lovely. I mean, the way that you've all taken to the trifolds that I did, if you all took to this, it would be fabulous. I'd love it. I'd love to see the group with all your versions of whatever you've done. I've glued this to this. Come on. Thank you. Right, so now I've got to attempt to ink around here. It would have been so much easier if I'd done it before I stuck it in. You can put a thumb notch in if you want to. I'm not going to. It's just one of those things, personal choice. Oh, this isn't too bad. I'm getting away with it a bit. Just got a bit there that it's torn off. But, oh well. I need some ink there. That's it.
Jen, you said you keep them super busy.
That's good. But I hope I don't inundate you. I hope you don't just shut your eyes and think, go away. I've got so much to do. I just like to give you choices of things that you can do. And something like this, I think, is a nice choice for a beginner. Because because it is stage by stage by stage. But also somebody more experienced. Right, so the next thing to do is to cover the envelope. Now, some of these smaller pieces that we've already cut off, not that one because that's the same as that, but that one would cover the envelope, cover it one side of it. Have we got any more remnants? No, that's about it. Right, I keep trying it that way. It's not going to fit. Oh, hello, Catkin. So yeah, you just do the same thing. You allow yourself a margin around it. Not so much on the top because it's just a single layer of paper. So let's cut that.
Bernice is going to miss next week. She's having a sibling reunion.
Oh, nice, Bernice. Thanks for always commenting on my videos, Bernice. It's really nice of you. And it is appreciated, I can tell you.
We will be on catch-up, so you can't escape that easily.
Yeah, we'll be on catch-up. We'll ask questions at a later date.
Jen says, sorry she missed it. Is the tea stained paper Timmy or a Mr. F creation?
Tea stained.
The thing in your hand, I'm guessing, is it?
Oh, it's a Timmy paper? It's just a Timmy paper? It just came in the pack? Is that what you meant, Jen, or is there some other paper?
No, I think that's what you meant.
Yeah, no, it's just it's a Timmy. Came out the pack. Yeah, that's lovely. That's ripe for decoration, isn't it? Yes, it is. Maybe I've bitten off more than I can chew this week. Do you think, Mr. F?
Depends which teeth you've got in.
Right, so that's good there. That's excellent. So we just need something for this side of it. I could put this in. I don't really have a problem with the writing going that way. Does anybody have a problem with the writing going that way? Is it going to annoy anybody? I'll just wait. I'm just going to wait until people answer me. Punch tabs with your scraps. Paper, you're right, Suzanne, it's just ridiculous. Janya doesn't have a problem. Are important. Sorry. Oh, okay. Judy Hoff, okay, I pulled it out, Judy. I will post pics for you. Janya, go for it, Miss P. No problem. Corinne hasn't got a problem. That's all right now. Let's go for it. Let's just do it, shall we?
Well, we would anyway, but it's polite to ask.
No, if somebody was going to say no, that would really, really irritate me. I quite like it this way up. You know, it doesn't. I'm certainly not irritated by it. Right. Where's my mark? Is that my mark? I hope so. Yeah, Suzanne, you're absolutely right about using scraps for tabs and cutting numbers out of, all sorts of things. Since I got my little tiny Timmy, the sidekick, I've used so many more. Oh, that's a bit little. What went on there then?
Mike's sorry, but he's got to run.
All right, Mike, thanks for joining us.
Take care out there.
We seem to have a white strip down here. Okay, I'm not going to waste that, but I can't use it. Maybe that was people upstairs saying, no, don't do it. I like that, but I don't want to cover a whole page with that. That's a bit heavy. How about this? Yeah, I'll use this. I don't know why that was short. I think I've probably gone to the wrong mark again. I'm having a day for doing that, aren't I? So let's do that right over there and down here. I think I just marked it in the wrong place. You've got to be pretty accurate with your cuts, haven't you? Because a little bit, a millimetre's as good as a mile, as they say. I don't know who says that, I say it. I say it, I don't know if anybody else in the world says it. Let's see if we're all right this time. Yes, that's fine, that's great. Let's just rub off those pencil marks. Yeah, okay, let's ink it and stick it down. An hour and a half already?
So soon?
You're joking, aren't you? An hour and a half. Well, I don't think I'm going to get this finished today, to be honest with you. But I have shown you how the envelope goes in, and that's the main thing. If you want to do it like the blue one, you know, remember that I put one in both sides of the spine. Let's get this glued in. I'm not going right yet. Oh no, you don't get rid of me that easily. There we go. Right. There we go. Lovely. That is just begging for ink. I don't know why it hasn't been inked, but it has now. It has now. Let's just move that and square it up a bit. There we are, that's fine. That's nice actually, I like that. Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing okay. So now we need a piece that covers here, and then we'll be on to the spine, which I want to show you. I love this paper. I love the colour of it. I absolutely love it. So let's use it then, shall we? I quite like these new Timmy papers, truth to be told. There's something different, aren't they? And they're so much more user-friendly. You know, you can... I don't have to get the great big chomper out and stuff. Yeah, very much more user-friendly. But they are a bit of a price. Are they $10.99 a pack, I think? Which is, you know... It's ridiculous, really, isn't it, when you come to think of it? Printed paper that you're buying to chop up. Oh my goodness me. That's left a really lovely piece, hasn't it? Right, so that way up, that goes there.
Candice saying it's looking good.
Candice?
Yep.
I didn't see you come in, Candice. Hello.
She'll have to watch the beginning later.
Ah, well, hello, and very nice to have you with us. I was surprised the other day when I read that Candice said she had an untidy workroom, because we have been lucky enough to have been the recipient of some greetings cards from Candace from time to time. And they are so precise, they are so beautiful, aren't they, Mr. F?
They are.
So much so that, long after the event, for whatever they were sent for, we still have the card up. Same with Carrie, her cards are beautiful. And I'm not just picking you two out, those two out. Those are the only people I think that have ever sent us cards. But yeah, Candace is so neat and tidy, I couldn't believe it when she said her workroom was a mess. I bet it's a comparative mess. Not a mess like we know.
No, not on an industrial scale.
Yeah.
Jenny says, how many sheets come in a pack, do you know?
I shall look it up right now.
And Linda Park says she received a ground espresso ink pad yesterday, so she must have known your plan.
Ah, yeah, I use ground espresso a lot. Well, so much so that's my second pad, actually. The one I had previously was the oxide. This is the ink, and I think I prefer the ink for what I'm using it for. Just going around pages, etc. Right, so let's get this on. Make sure that we're not in the way of that. Where that got caught with the wet glue is a bit of a pain. It'll be alright though, I think. Yeah, okay, that's alright. That's okay, lovely. That's gorgeous, that paper. Let me have a look and see how many sheets you get. You get 24 double-sided sheets, and they're 6 inches by 10 inches. So I suppose it's not hideously expensive, but quite expensive. Right, so we can now cover that and that. Let's take these pins off. So one of these is going to be the back, the absolute back. So it folds like that. That doesn't want to fold. Just fold. Do as you're told. Yeah, it's all right, I think. I think we're all right. So that's the hinge, so that folds off. So this is the back. And I'm going to leave it till the very end, because this is the bit that's always dragging on your work surface, and it's likely to pick up ink or little bits and pieces. So I'd rather cover that when it's all done, and then I know it's nice and clean. Were you going to say something, Mr. F?
Yeah. Justita loves the way it looks like bits and pieces of somebody's old lost work.
Yeah, no, doesn't it? It's lovely. It's really lovely. Right, let's find ourselves another piece of paper. There's that, but I don't want to put that on. Ooh, there's that. Now I want to preserve this pink. Might make nice collage pieces. There's that. That's nice. Yeah, like that. I don't like these cigar lids and things. And I don't like bingo tickets either, so I'm stuffed with that one. This one, ooh, dressmaking guide. Oh, I love that. It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's so gorgeous. It's going on. Do I want dressmaking? I'm going to use this bit. So same method, same throughout. Just allowing yourself a margin all the way around.
Jen says, if you have time, will you go over the paper size, etc. again?
Yes, I will. Certainly will. I will make sure I've got time. Isn't this lovely? I love this. This is my favourite. Look on the back, it's pretty too. Question is whether I'm going to include birds in this little Tim Holtz folio. Do you want birds, people, or do you not want them? Are you birded out? Let me know. Let me know in the comments what you want. I don't think I'll put birds on the blue one, but I think I'll put flowers on it because it's just pretty. Let me know what people say, Mr. F, please.
I will do.
If anybody says anything.
Justita says flowers.
Flowers.
Liam says can't have too many birds. Corinne says never birded out. Kim says yes.
Ah.
Rose, I like flowers and birds.
Oh.
Linda Parks love birds. Bernice loves birds. So birds probably has it.
Well, I'll put birds in the Timmy one and I'll put flowers in the blue one. Although a little few flowers might sneak into the Timmy one. Can't promise that it won't. But that's what I'll plan to do. So if you've got any books that have got birds in them that, you know, would fit on this pages, get fussy cutting, guys.
Carol says flowers.
Okay.
Jen says birds of a feather.
Well, I think some people will find this a bit more approachable than the correspondence kit set, whatever it is, because there was a lot of work in that. Fussy cutting and collaging. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, because by heck I did. Oh, I love that. That's so nice. So I'm not covering that. That's on there, but it's a bit... This is a good time, I would say, to go through the measurements again. Right, so the pretty blue in the Timmy folio. Let me write down what I did. I took a piece of either A4 or US letter, and I cut 6 1/4 inches off it, long ways on. So what I'm saying now is, if I'd made it 6 1/8 instead of 6 1/4, these Timmy papers would have fitted perfectly. They'd go along there fitting perfectly. But as it is, as you can see, I've got too much, for my liking, too much margin at the top and the bottom. So a 6 1/8 would have made that just perfect. Okay, so I made mine at 6 1/8, but I'm going to put in brackets, 6 1/4 I mean, but I'm going to put in brackets 6 1/8, and I think it'll save you some paper, which is can only be a good thing. And then the score lines are 1 inch, a further 4, and a further 4. So that'd be 1 inch, 5 inches and 9 inches on your scoreboard if you're doing it that way. And both of them are the same. One just gets turned around to fit into the other one. Okay, what else do I need to tell you? That's it, isn't it? Is that it? Can you think of anything else?
No, unless you want to recap the weathered...
Yeah, the weather woman. Where is the weather woman? Oh, here she is. Yeah, this is where I got the blue paper from. Weathered Textures on Etsy. And you know, when you go to Etsy and you want to search for something, don't leave a gap in between. Put Weathered Textures all as one word. Otherwise it throws some right funny things up. So Weathered Textures all as one word. And as you get into the end of it, it'll say, you know, it'll suggest shops to you. So click on the one that you want, Weathered Textures. And I think this one's kit 72. But you'll see, she's got loads of kits. And at the moment, it's £1.09, or I think Jania said it was about $1. But it's on sale, and it ends at 9 o'clock UK time, which is about 3.5 hours from now. So, you know, if you're interested in it or any of her stuff, and it's all lovely, pop over and have a look. Right.
So Jen says 2 pieces.
Yes, 2 pieces.
And she says 6 1/4 because you're gluing them together, but 6 1/4 is the top to bottom.
6 1/4 is this measurement from top to bottom here. This was my piece of A4. this here, 8 1/4, and I cut it off at 6 1/4 here, from here to here. But what I'm saying is, if you'd cut it off at 6 1/8 instead of 6 1/4, the new Timmy paper would fit perfectly because it's 6 inches wide. I, of course, did not think of such a thing. So now mine's too wide. So if you'd cut it off at 6 1/8, you would have your border around it. But see, mine's 6 1/4, so it's I've got too much. So yeah, take your A4, your US letter, like that, cut it off so as this measures. I would now recommend 6 1/8 from there to there, which will leave you some strips like that as remnants, which you can make your envelope hinges from and will make tummy tucks, etc. That's it, the end bit folds in like that. Yeah.
So Julie's saying that if it's 6 1/8, you could use 6x6 paper pad.
Absolutely.
It would fit perfectly.
Yeah. And if you think about it, some of the old Tim pads that we've all got, too many of in some cases, in the back of them there's always 6x6s of all the pages that have gone the 12x12s. So you could take those 6x6s that we all scratch our heads wondering what on earth to do with. I've just thought of this now, like, too late. And use them if you cut that off there at 6 1/8. Okay, so 6 1/8 is my recommended height for here. And it doesn't matter what your remnant measures at all. That's just a remnant. We'll just make use of it, but it doesn't matter what it measures. It matters what this measures, which my recommendation is 6 1/8.
And your folds, you can see them. That's an inch.
That's an inch. That's 4 inches from there to there. And that's another 4, which then leaves you this bit at the end that we folded over to make this tuck. Yeah? So it's an inch and you score. Further 4 inches and you score. A further 4 inches and you score. And this bit here, depending on whether you've got US letter or A4, will be different size. It'll be half an inch different. But it absolutely doesn't matter because we haven't even made this a pocket. We made it a tuck. So, you know, you can get in there. I don't know where this bit of paper will do. See, it's open all the way down. So it doesn't matter whether you're using US letter or A4, because you bend over what you've got. What you've got is what you've got. It doesn't matter. So is everybody clear about that? Or does anybody need any further clarification? If you do, just let me know. Because you know, not the clearest, I understand that. What I want to show you before I do wrap up is just putting the spine together. So we've got this bit that with the envelope in that we've just done. This bit was the bit we did earlier in the day, front cover. But the spine goes like that. Let's cover that before we do it, would be easier. But you need to see which way it's going to go so you know which bit you're going to cover. So we covered this bit when we did the first part, this part, and that lies over the other part, the other spine part, your other inch score, goes like that. So the bit we need to cover is the bit that's on the outside, which is this bit here. Okay, so I'm just going to write cover on that. And then we know without trying it again and again and again that that's going to be right. So I just need a piece, a remnanty piece, if I have a remnanty piece. That's not long enough, don't be daft. I don't know that I have a remnanty piece. Yeah, you see, that's 6 inches. I'm just being so wasteful with my paper because my folio is just too wide. It was a boo-boo to do that. But that bit there will fit, and that's good. So let's use that.
Mira says hi.
Hi Tammy, how you doing?
A bit late to the party.
That's all right.
She's got a cold.
Oh no, they seem to be doing the rounds. Jania's not very well either. Colds are pretty miserable, aren't they? For something that's so blinking common and whatever, it knocks you for 6. It definitely does. So I'm just cutting that off at 1 inch. I might want to be slightly less than 1 inch actually, thinking about it. Must have been this side.
You see, she's going to cut the one-sided paper she's got to fit the printer and then print her paper on the other side.
Oh, now that's just snazzy, isn't it? That is snazzy. Good idea. Good idea. Right, let's just ink around this, stick this spine cover on, and then stick the 2 parts together, and then I won't be holding you back. Yeah, I mean, that's, if I'd only thought this through, I mean, it's typical me, have an idea and just go headlong into it. But, you know, all those 6s in the back of the Timmy pads, what a perfect use for them. Did I think of it? No.
Jenny says she's got COVID, but it doesn't feel any different from a really bad cold.
Oh, well, I hope that you get rid of it quick, sharp. So are you allowed to go outside? Are you allowed to just do whatever you want to do when you actually have got COVID? I don't know. I don't know if there's any restrictions anymore, is there? Over here, certainly I don't think there is. Did your sister get it as well, Jania? Right, so that's going to go onto there like that. Just like that. So we're coming along. Is that right? Is that the right side? No. I've just put it on the wrong side. And I put it on with Queen's glue, so it's going to be a pest to get up.
Sharon says they're supposed to quarantine for 5 days and then mask for 5 days.
Oh, is that right? I'm amazed that came off.
Her sisters and her dad are okay.
Oh, isn't that strange? I think us elderly folk, of which I am one, are about to get another, like a 4th jab, 4th COVID jab. I think, you know, people that are generally not very well or suffer in some way, maybe getting a 4th or a 5th jab actually. So that's good. Yeah, I wrote cover on to help me, and then I stuck it on the wrong side. Right, so that's on there now, good and proper. Okay. Have I stuck something else upside down? This isn't right, is it? Is this not right? No, it's right. Stop talking yourself into things being wrong. Right, so look, here's the first bit we did this afternoon. So it's all covered, this is stuck down. I haven't covered either of the front panels, but this is the inside of it, and I have covered that part of the spine. This one, which is the bit that we've just done, is what's going to be the back. It's got its pocket there, it's got an envelope there. I haven't covered, oh, I have covered one of them on the back, that's good. And I have covered the back, as you look at it like this, I've covered the back part of the spine. And they just meet and marry, just like that. So we're just going to stick them down like that. So let's fold that out of the way, put our glue down on here, and this will be the start of it actually being a folio. Is Judy being quiet? I haven't heard you mention Judy for a while.
I haven't seen her for a while. She's nodded off, I think.
That says so, they give Judy nods off. Right, so I've got my glue on there, that's the bottom part. I'm going to attach my top part, and I don't want to go right into that crease because it will then hamper it. Get rid of any excess glue.
Judy says Judy's paying attention to the instructions.
Good girl, Judy. So wipe your glue off that side and then carefully turn it over and see if you've got any excess glue on that side, and do the same. And then we should have ourselves something approximating a folio. So there we are. We've got our tuck pocket here. We've got this, which we're going to have to put a pocket on the bottom now because I've fouled up with that one. There's our spine, inside back, the envelope, the tuck spot, and that just folds like that, folds like that, folds like that, and there we have it. There's our gorgeous little folio. It's really neat, isn't it? So it opens like that and opens like that, and the back opens like that, and there we have it, and there's our envelope. So we've still got quite a bit to do. With your permission, I'll carry on and cover this section. That's the only one I want to do, just that one. I'm going to leave the front, we'll do all that together, and the back, as I say, I'm going to leave right till the end. That's the last piece that's going to go on. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to cover that piece. No, not that piece. Other side. This piece that folds in there. So it'll just be more of the same, cutting the Timmy out, inking it and sticking it on. So when you join me next Sunday, all the papers will be on, apart from the front cover, which we'll do together, and the back, which is the last thing I'm going to do. Okay, so we have ourselves two little folios. I really think they're cute. I think I like them. I mean, I think I might have made a bit of a mountain out of it, but it's fairly straightforward. Once you get your head around it, you'll be fine. Look at that, how pretty is that? It's so pretty. And this one I did remember to put 2 envelopes in. Which you can put no envelopes in. You can put 1, you can put 2, whatever, but I think they add to it. It's just a bit of interaction, isn't it? And there's our tucks down here. Same on the front.
Sharon says we'll be able to use 6-inch papers.
Will we be?
Yes. Will you be able to use?
You will be able to use them as long as you remember what I said. My top to bottom on mine measures 6 1/4 exactly. Now if you were putting 6-inch papers in there, it means you've got 1/8 of an inch all the way around, which is too big a border for me. I don't like it. So if you want to use 6-inch papers, cut your height, top to bottom here, cut it at 6 1/8, and then your 6-inch papers will just fit in beautifully. So any of those 6x6 paper pads that you've got hanging around that you really are scratching your head not knowing what to do with, any of the pages at the back of the old Tim Holtz paper stash pads that are the 6x6s, use them. But if you're going to do that, if you're going to use 6-inch paper, cut off your height at 6 1/8. No matter whether you're using A4, US, doesn't matter. Cut it off at 6 1/8, and then your 6-inch will go in a charm and save you loads of paper actually. So there we have it. There's that one.
So Julie says thank you very much. It's very helpful for a beginner.
Oh, I'm so pleased. So
Julie
pleased.
says it's marvellous. She'll have a base ready for next Sunday.
Yes! Brilliant.
Miss P, Kathy says, Miss P, so happy to have you and Mr. F back.
Happy to be
And
back.
Judy says, is the blue one inked with faded jeans or another colour?
Faded jeans, Judy. My go-to blue is faded jeans.
Gonnie thinks she's going to make one for Halloween.
Who does?
Gonnie.
Oh, yeah, Halloween, that would be good. Yeah. But, you know, you can think ahead if you want to. You can plan ahead. And you can think that this might be a nice idea for Christmas. It might be a nice idea for a little gift for someone's birthday. You know, you can put photographs in it and stuff pertinent to them. I do think it's a nice gift. For some reason, I think it's the sort of thing that Sharon Hales would like, and I don't know what's making me say that. I just think she would like it. I really like the Timmy one, of course, and we'll progress with that, possibly at a different rate till we progress with a pretty one, but we'll see. I'll have all my pussy cuts and everything done next week, so we can just carry straight on with this one. Okay? Oh, I love that you did spend time with us, Johnny, and I wish I could make you better just by that.
Positive thinking.
Yeah, positive thinking. Sharon Hales, I don't know why I thought of you, but when I was making this morning, you just popped into my mind, and I thought, oh, I bet Sharon would like that. You can make the bases, then just pull one out when you need to. Yes, exactly. When you're on a roll and you can remember what to do, make the bases. You're dead right there, Jen. Good idea. I have some 12x12 pads. Cheap for, yeah, perfect. Cut them into 6x6s and you're off. Well, actually, if you cut them into 6x4s, you're going to be better, because this panel here, that is 4 inches. So if you cut it just less than 4, you could get 6 pages out of one sheet of 12x12. Couldn't you? Yeah, you could. Yeah, you'd get 6 pages out of one sheet of 12x12. Why did I not think of this? Because I'm dumb. Kathy says, then it's a keepsake after the event. Yeah, exactly. It's funny, isn't it? Things like birthdays and christenings and all those sort of things. You'd think you will always remember it. I will always, remember that Uncle Dick said that Auntie Fanny's hat was horrible. I'll always remember that. But you don't, you forget. And it's nice to document these things. And then years later you look through it and you say, oh, blimey, do you remember when he said that? Judy Hoff, this was so much fun. I've really missed these lives. It's lovely to have you back with us, Judy. It's lovely to be here. Planning to use scrapbook papers. Yes, Sharon. Kyung, I missed you all. It was such a wonderful thank you. I've tons of paper and manila folders while you're cooking then, Sharon. Jilly, thank you all very well. Well, pop over and join the Facebook group.
Don't forget the theme for next week.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, Jilly, if you pop over and join the Facebook group, Miss Paint-A-Lot's Junk Journal group, you'll find everybody that's on here on there, and they are the nicest group of people. They're just so kind and lovely. Yes, you have a great week too, Sharon. Yeah, there's a lot of happy mail goes around in our group. A lot.
Yeah, I think Candy's saying they'd be nice for happy mail.
Yes, wouldn't they just? The perfect thing, actually, Candice. Well done. Right, okay, your prompt for next week, and you new guys don't know what this is, but we make a tag or a journaling card or some ephemera to put in a journal that follows the theme that we give you every Sunday. And the theme this week is... I can't remember. My favourite...
My dream job.
Oh, yes. The theme for this week, just going back 2 minutes, the theme for this week for your piece of journal ephemera is my dream job. Okay? Could be anything.
What would yours be?
I think I'll just be Bobby and Catkin's mum and your other half. It doesn't get any better than that. For me, it just doesn't. Although, being a I don't know, something in the Caribbean, that would be quite nice. I don't know, what's yours?
A job that started at 11 and finished at 1.
Yeah.
They give you an hour for lunch and 2 half-an-hour tea breaks.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Are you off to do it tomorrow, are you? All right, guys, I've taken up long enough of your time. I'm sorry it's kind of went on a little bit today. But I wanted to get to this stage so we all know what we're doing. And I will see you through the week because I am going to walk you through how to make this correspondence folio, which it's wrong to say you're proud of something, isn't it? It's I don't know, it's not good to say that, but I am proud of this actually. I really like it. Maybe it's the blue tits, I don't know, but I do like it. So thank you very, very, very much for bearing with us for the month while we were away and for joining us again today. I was a bit worried that nobody would join us. You'd all have forgotten us. Take care, everybody. Oh, thank you, Keon. Take good care of yourselves, those you love, those around you. Don't forget to be kind. Just be kind. It makes such a difference. And I'll see you through the week with videos, but I'll see you next Sunday in the flesh. So take care. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye everyone. Be safe, be happy, be kind.
Bye. Bye.